What is love? This question is a source of generation of curiosity, and the desire to understand the meaning of love give rise to a lot of concepts in the path of time. Love is an abstract noun which actually means that it is not attached to any of the real world materials or object. But for some, love is something which changes the course of life of a person when they are touched by it. In the history, some scholars tried to explain it, where others decided to leave it in the world of unknown. Nobody can argue that love played an enormous role in many cultures and is hugely discussed in the media, that is movies, songs and novels, either seriously or humorously, but oftentimes glamorized. Love is the constant theme of a maturing human life, and it is often the most vibrant theme of youth. The nature of love has always been the mainstay in the philosophy historically. The origin of the English word love can be traced back to the Germanic form of Sanskrit, which is lob, means desire. But to some languages like Papuan, there is no such word representing love, so the possibility of philosophical explanation in those cultures are none. Love can be explained as per the four Greek words used to define them. First one is eros. This is the passionate and sexual love that humans feel towards each other. It came from the Greek god Eros, who is the Cupid and is the son of Aphrodite. He is seen with a bow and arrow with a burning flame in it. In the Symposium by Plato, he mentioned the idea that love is about desire or sexual gratification. He said that love is the concept which leads people to the better understanding of truth. This is the highest level of love for Plato, called Platonic love, a love that unites the soul by uniting them with the truth. Second form of love is philia. Philia is second main type of love, which is mainly focused by Aristotle in his work. This is pure friendship or affection. Aristotle mentioned young lovers, lifelong friends, cities with one another, political or business partners, etc. as the example of philia. This kind of love involved getting on well with someone, although Aristotle says that something like actual liking is required for love to be called philia. He also mentioned that the feeling of love must be mutual for both parties, so the love with inanimate objects will not fall under this category, but the love for pets or other animals is allowed. This is the instinctual love or familial love, which is caused by pure instinct, like the love of parents to their children and child to their parents. This kind of love is also seen in the couples who aim for long-term commitment in the relationship after the initial phase of infatuation. Agape or agape. It is the love which is the highest form of love, charity, the love of God for man and of man for God. This love needs a sacrifice which is deep and meaningful, which transcends beyond any circumstances. The nature of love. To understand the nature of love, we must need a linguistic representation for it. If someone says, "I love you," or "she is in love with him," no, we cannot understand what being in love means, although we have the word in English language, but surely many other languages have several other words on love. As this concept of love is self-evident, we cannot guess the true meaning of love for us and compare it with others' behaviors, as it will rise to the issue of private knowledge versus public behavior. The truth or the origin of love is intimately connected with the languages and the theory of emotions. If love is an emotion, then it is impossible for others to access it except by the expression of a language. Also, the language may be a poor indicator of an emotional state for both the subject and the listener. If love has a nature which can be identified by some form of personal experience or a platform of behavior, it still would be very difficult for humanity to understand the nature. It also can be that love can only be understood by some people and not by others. This creates a hierarchy that only the initiated, the experienced, philosophical or poetical or musical may understand the nature of love. It claims that only experienced know its true nature, which is true for many experiences, but it may cause a social division that only philosophers may know the true love, and the uninitiated, incapable, the young and inexperienced are doomed to feel physical desire. This separation of love from physical desire has further complications. Romantic love. Romantic love has higher status than sexual or physical love alone, ethically and epistemologically. It connects with the concept of Plato's love for the beauty, which transcends over physical beauty. The romantic love of knight and damsels arrived in the medieval ages by Roman poet Ovid. It is the mixture of Platonic love and Aristotelian love. This kind of romantic love are not to be consummated, as this kind of love has a very deep respect for the lady, and it is actively pursued through chivalrous deeds. Modern romantic love is Aristotle's version of specific love, where two people find in each other's virtue, one soul, two bodies. Biological need and genetics. Physical love is the concept that love is nothing but a physical response to another to whom the subject feels physically attracted to. The geneticists say that the theory of genes, which explains the need to reproduce and is the determining criteria in any sexual or romantic choice, especially in choosing mates. The problem is with this kind of explanation is that it does not capture the affection between those people who cannot or wish not to reproduce. Meaning, physicalism or determinism ignore the possibility of romantic love. It can explain only eros but no other forms of love. So this was the concept of love in philosophy. I tried to explain it as much as I can. What is your view on the concept of love? Comment your opinion. See you on the next video.